All right, so here we are again with Titan. Getting her together, getting all the little trinkets, all the little things, all the little comfort items that I'm going to need for our trip that's coming up. You may remember from the last video that I did, the 3,000 mile trip, I kind of announced, what we're going to be doing. And it's going to be a big trip. It's, Jeff reminded me that this isn't going to be a trip like any other trip that we've taken in the past. In the past, we would, when we're feeling lazy or going a distance, we would trailer the bikes, but we got into more of riding to these events. We would ride, but we were going to an event, and there'd be a big ride, 12 hours, whatever, we'd ride a pretty good distance to get there, but then we were there, we unpack everything, it's sitting in the hotel for 5, 6, 9 days or whatever, however long we're at a particular function, and riding while we're there, of course, but just not, constantly with all of our stuff, so this one is, we're not going to be in any one particular place for an extended period of time. I think the longest period of time that we're going to see is 2 days in a row in Knoxville when we first start off with Traveling Talls Run to the Hills. And then at the end of the trip when we're in Laconia. But in between that, there's going to be about 5, 6 days where we are hitting a hotel every night, unpacking and repacking in the morning and just going. So it's going to be a little bit different. I've been kind of brainstorming some things, trying to foresee into the future of, what could possibly go wrong. So one thing that I was doing was kind of going through my tools and seeing what, first I started off with what would I want to have if I was on the side of the road, broke down, So I'm looking at my screwdrivers. Oh yeah, I need a Phillips head and a straight head. And oh, well, if it's hard to get, it'd be nice to have a long one. So I got the 2 long ones, and now I'm sitting here with 4 screwdrivers and 17 wrenches, and I would be comfortable with that, but it's like another 30 pounds. And I just really don't want to carry another 30 pounds just for what if. So I kind of started lightening that up of what I was going to be bringing, what tools were absolutely essential. So I'm still on that. There are a few tools that I am going to bring just in case. You never know, because with this one, like I said, we're going to be riding every day. Our destination is not one spot, but multiple spots. This is kind of like a convoy for us, so to speak, as we hit along. So when we get to Knoxville, that's just the beginning. We're going to be hitting the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we're going to be doing days on there. I think like 3 days on the Parkway. And then we're going to be doing another 12-hour run from Virginia all the way up to Laconia to catch Laconia for a couple days. So going through everything, obviously, I just got a brand new tire on there, changing all the fluids, changed the oils. I got a throttle lock on here now to make it a little more comfortable when I'm riding so my hand doesn't fall off. It's not cruise control, but it's close enough. As you know, the floorboards just make a huge difference as far as being comfortable. And it's not just their position or what they do specifically, the way they're shaped or not. No, it's none of that. It's the fact that I can move my feet around in different positions, one forward, one back, in any position I want. And you never get to the point where your feet get tired or your legs get cramped or anything like that, because you're always moving them. So floorboards was a life-changing ordeal for me, man. Every bike that I have, man, even my FJR, I'm thinking about putting them on that. Not really. It's not going to fit on an FJR. But no, they made a huge difference. The giant windshield, helps out. I know it's huge, but when you're on that road and you're pumping miles for hours and hours and hours, I need the protection, So another element to this that I need now is to carry all my crap with me and have a solution to where I could pack up fairly quickly and then pack the bike fairly quickly and be out in the morning. We want to make good time and keep it moving. So today, I say all of that to get to the point is that I wanted to show you this really awesome product. Now, again, as you guys know, I like to try to find companies out there that are making quality products, right? Not just any product, not no cheap stuff that you find on, eBay has some little dark corners that you can find some really cheap garbage on there. And then some of it you can find some quality stuff. But I found another company that makes quality stuff. They're motorcycle minded. They have all the gear that you're going to need and that all the big guys are, but they're not jumping off a cliff trying to get $600-700 for a duffel bag that fits on the back of your bike. what I want to talk to you today is this, the Kemimoto waterproof bag for your motorcycle. It's specifically for a backrest, but they do have attachments on here and straps where you don't necessarily have to have a backrest in order to fit this on your back seat. You kind of do have to have the back seat, or maybe if you have a rack or something like that, but they do have some loops here, some D-rings on the each side, and the rear if you wanted to kind of clamp it down. But mainly it's for your backrest. And the reason why I went with this, man, like not, you know, just besides the fact that it's quality, I've heard of Kemimoto before, I've seen other people with their products and they say the same thing. For an affordable price, they're making some pretty darn good stuff, man, and this is one of them. And you can tell when you handle it and you feel it. It does have some leather on it. It's here, but most of it is this canvas that, you know, the old school book bags, you know, but it's tough, man. It's really strong. So it has a little fold down here. I'll show you real quick. It's 30 liters. 30 liters, and this Velcro on top. I thought it's like, okay, it's only Velcro clothes on the top, along the top here, and I'm like, oh, that, you know, that's kind of suspect. But man, it took me initially, it took me a minute to get this. Yeah, this Velcro worked really well. So it's not an issue anyways, but I mean, as you can see, this thing is huge. I already packed it up just so you could see like the size, and you know, when I fit it on the bike, it looks right. I have so far a leather vest, a leather jacket, another leather jacket, a leather vest on top of it, and a sweatshirt in here, a hoodie, and I still have plenty of room. It's not even all the way. It's still, ideally, if I really wanted to crush down and really pack this thing, I'm maybe a little past halfway. So there's plenty more in here, you know, to put whatever. My plan is to just, you know, go put all my clothes in here as well as my drone, because that's one thing that is kind of bulky, and you know, I want to keep it waterproof. I want to keep it, you know, out of the rain, obviously. In the bag, it will fit in the bag, but I'm trying my best to try to keep these bags as clear as possible when I'm riding. It's just ease of use and not, you know, laying them down. And plus, when you got this much room, like, why not? So I'm going to be putting a bunch of crap in here and getting it on here. Let me just show you real quick how easy this thing. Well, first of all, as you can see, you have these little buckles on the side. There's no zipper, no nothing like that. It's Velcro up top. The whole, man, this Velcro is strong. So you just Velcro it down, and what you do is, obviously this is the front, you want to fold it backwards, because when you're riding, all the rain is going to be coming from that direction. So you don't want to tilt it this way, because it's going to get caught up under there and you may have some collecting in there. So you want to fold it away from the direction of where the wind will be coming. Depending on how full you have it, you can keep on cranking it down and, you know, rolling it down to a smaller size. If it's bigger, you could ideally crank it one halfway down and then, you know, strap it in from there. But at any rate, you roll it down here, give it one last twist, and then it has the side buckle here that holds that, and then you twist it and then give it one last twist and pop this on there, and that'll keep it down, and then just straight from there. You also notice that it has this like bungee cord in the front, this little stretch cord. This thing will easily fit a half shell helmet in here. As you can see, I can really stretch it out. I got it pretty packed too. I think even packed up, you can slide a half shell down in there. Full face, I don't know about that, but it's really cool. Fits right on there. As you can see, I have even the driver backrest, and it clears no problem. I still got like a couple inches here, so I could really stuff this thing as much as I want. So let me pull you around here so you can see real quick the way it attaches here. Right, so once you get it on the bike, it has this really cool little bungee strap, little elastic strap here that goes right over, makes it really easy. Bang. It's not enough, you know, with just this, but it does give it a good hold, you know, it does give it a good grip there, but then it has these extra straps here. Now, I was kind of concerned with one of these. It's kind of weird, and maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but they have, these came and they were fed through this loop, both of them. There's a loop under here too, where both of these fed through. I'm not really sure, but maybe they're asking you to go over and then through that and then back over again. that's a lot to be, you know, stuffing it in there and everything. So my solution to that is I'm just gonna go in between the frame of my backrest, go in between there. That way it's locked in for sure. Hit that, you can tighten these down. And then the same thing up here. I'm just gonna go straight across because like I said, with this initial strap here, it gives it, you know, some pretty good, some pretty good staying power, but with these on here, bang, this thing is strapped up real good. So only a couple things, well, these slide down here to tidy up your lines so they're not flapping in the wind. So you look nice and pretty. And there you go. Got waterproof bag. Your side saddlebags are wide open. Well, I'm gonna have other stuff in there, but for the most part, all of my critical stuff, electronics, maybe some extra camera and batteries and stuff like that. This will be a good place for them to live during the trip, because should I need something, it's a lot easier to just, you know, come right up in here. Or because I have a lot of, you know, my necessary crap in here, I can just pop this open and get to what I need, because I'm assuming that at least this one is going to be pretty empty as I'm going. This one, that's another story. As I told you before, as you know, Titan has a 100-mile tank. And yeah, it's annoying, but hey, you got to find ways around it, right? So this is my solution, right? Yeah. I got me a jerry can, a little cell here for fuel. It's only like 1.5 gallons, but it's going to be enough to get me, you know, should any kind of problems happen on the Blue Ridge Parkway, there's no cell phone service. So this is kind of like self-rescue, and it's also a way that it'll get us a little more distance. But the best thing about this, it fits easily into this thing here. So the side cases will hold it, and it's really not that big. I mean, I got plenty of room in here on this side and that side, so there's more room for stuff. I'm not gonna be putting anything too critical, maybe the tools and stuff, because, you know, I mean, it's solid. I tested this. It doesn't leak or anything like that, but you know, I'm skeptical. So I'm not gonna be putting any clothes or electronics or anything valuable on this side while that fuel cell is in there. But that's gonna be another solution of mine in order to make this more of a highway bike, more of a long distance bike. And so far, I mean, it's so comfortable. The bar change, when I changed these bars, that was huge. I mean, like the handling is a lot different now. I mean, going around corners is so much easier. The handling is great. You know, the foot position, my legs feel great. They're not, you know, Tin Man legs when I get off. And this backrest, the driver backrest, of course, you know, it's been good so far, you know, just cruising around town, going places. It's really comfortable. So I can just imagine spending some hours on the thruway and not having a problem at all, just kick back and cruising with this backrest. So she's looking good to go, man. Like I really don't think that there's anything else that it needs, or that I'm going to do at least. We are going to get a little trial run, and I want to let you guys know about that too, is that we're going to be heading over to Ohio Bike Week this year as well. And that's going to be May 25th and 26th. It goes to 25th to, I believe, the 1st. But me and Jeff are going to be there we're going to be there on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th. So we'll be around there. If you see us out there, come say hello. We're just regular bike guys, man. Just come say hello, man. Come hang out with us. We're probably going to be over next to the Harley thing, because they do the rides, and I want to get on one of those CVO STs and try to break it as much as possible. Both this wet bag, or dry bag, I should call it, is going to get a nice test. Titan is going to get a nice little test. I've been shaking her down here and there, just taking some regular rides. I still need to adjust the EFI. The EFI is not set to what Cobra says. And you know, my previous video, listening to people on the forums, and they were saying like 200, and I think I'm at like 2.1.5, and it's still popping and cracking and backfiring and stuff. So I'm going to set it to the Cobra spec. I'm glad that I picked this thing up, man. And the best thing, I gotta let you know, I got this bag, and I'm seeing these online for $200-300. Kemimoto has this 30-liter waterproof bag. Attaches beautiful, looks good. I mean, has a little bit of leather. Well, let's call it leather. Has leather. on the front. So there's a little bit of leather along with that. But I mean, what it does is amazing. And guess how much they want? I paid $39.99 for this. If you're feeling like you need extra storage, if you're feeling like you want a waterproof bag and like not worry about putting them in saddlebags, man, I got to tell you, for 40 bucks, how can you go wrong? I mean, look at this, it's 40 bucks. And it's a 30-liter huge bag, and it's going to carry pretty much all of my stuff. If you're taking that trip, if you're looking around for something, a solution to keeping your stuff dry, keeping it secured on your bike, and then leaving you, some more room in your side bags, Kemimoto is the way to go, guys. I'm not sponsored by Kemimoto, but I really like the company. I really like their products. I've been shopping with them for a while now. Some heated gloves and some other things that they have. So I like them, and even though I'm not sponsored by them, I'm still a fan of their company, and just wanted to share it with you guys, man. Well, for 40 bucks, you can't beat that, to have a travel luggage bag on there. It comes off fairly easily. You just pop it off and you're into your hotel like any other things. So anyways, guys, if you're down in Ohio Bike Week, please stop by, say hello to us. Me and Jeff are gonna be there. Jeff Williams, at Jeff Williams 716. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, go check it out. He's got great videos. Check him out and give him a subscribe as well. We're gonna be down there at Ohio Bike Week. All my stuff is gonna be there, and it's gonna be dry, I bet you. If you see us out at any of those locations, if you're at Ohio Bike Week, or if you're at Laconia, or anywhere in between, please, if you see us, stop over, say hello. We'd love to talk to you. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Ride safe.